Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. It is me, your favorite actor, Marc Chouen, here for one last interview, and I promise it is the last interview of 2022. I know I said that before, but I lied. I'm Hollywood, baby. That's what I do. Especially when we have a guest like this drop in. You may recognize him from Ring of Honor. You may recognize him as part of Shane Taylor Promotions. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Big Bad Keiju O'Shea Edwards.
Oh! What's happening, my dude, man? Happy holidays to you. Happy early new year to you.
Absolutely.
So, man, coming in 2023 strong. So, thank you for having me, man. I really do appreciate it.
Hell yeah, man. Coming in 2023 strong indeed. And that's actually why we have you here to talk about that. First off, before we get into that, though, 2022, hell of a year for you. You did make Pro Wrestling Illustrated for the third time in a row.
Yep.
You've Shane Taylor Promotions. It was an interesting year for them. Ring of Honor at the last show of the year, getting bought out by AEW and whatnot. What have been your feelings in that?
It's business. That's what wrestling is, man. It's the one thing people kind of forget. This is professional wrestling. Professional meaning this is a business. I tell people all the time, like, if the description of professional wrestling, like, is in the word professional wrestling. It's a business. At the end of the day, that's what it was, man. It's business moves. Out of my control. There's nothing I can do about it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But the only thing I can control is how I respond to it and how I bounce back from it. A lot of people want to look at it negatively. I kind of saw it a little differently. I'm like, okay, cool. Here's a chance for me to kind of take everything that I learned on that stage that is Ring of Honor and turn it into something else and see if I can manifest it somewhere else. And just because you didn't see me on like IWTV, just because you'll see me on Fight TV and some of the major marquee like independent promotions out there, doesn't mean that I'm working. I'm in the best shape I've ever been, and that's including when I was in Ring of Honor. I'm the strongest that I've ever been. So for me, a lot of people would consider this a down year, especially if I was in like the top 150 in the PWI last year. Now I'm barely holding up the second half of the 400s. Well, that's
still in it though. Still in it.
That's what counts. Still in it.
Still the man in the arena, my man.
You can't win the Super Bowl if you ain't in the playoffs. You gotta get the playoffs first. But for me, it was more of just because you don't see me doesn't mean that I'm not working. I'm doing all the stuff that people don't talk about. I'm doing all the stuff that doesn't get the views, that don't get the clicks, that don't get the tweets and the retweets, and doesn't get the followers and stuff like that. And that's fine. I'm not here I'm not here for Twitter. I'm not here for the clout. I'm not here for all that nonsense. I'm here to be the best professional wrestler, in whatever form that may be, like in the time that I have. And that's what 22 is all about. So that when I show up in 2023, it's not some grand reopening. It's like, no, I've been here. This is like I call it seasons. It's like my 9th, 10th season. Like, you're just catching on. That's not my fault. But hey, man, you're watching. That's all I can hope for.
No, indeed, man. That's perfectly put. You've done the quiet work where it's supposed to be quiet, right? Which in a way makes you a lot more dangerous, I think, because I feel like anyone who does that, who works, especially nowadays, when they work behind the scenes and not putting that out to be seen, like there's some massive work being done, and they come back stronger and better than ever. Be like, where did this come from? Well.
Yeah, and that's always been the thing, where it's like, where'd this come from? And it's just like, well, just because you weren't paying attention, that's not my fault. That's definitely not my problem either, So, you catch people sleeping, and you find out real quick, and especially in this industry, in this business, like, who wants it and who doesn't. Because the ones who want it, they will find ways to do what needs to be done, to get where they need to be, to do the quiet work quietly. I don't need everybody clapping for me. I clap for myself. And at the end of the day, that's all I ever need. Like, as long as me and my wife and my kid clap for me, that's all I care about. Everybody else is just bonus. And if you don't clap for me, well, cool. I wouldn't do this for you anyway.
Oh, absolutely, man. Preach. Especially as a family man, I'm a new family man myself. Completely.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, my man. It's really about them first, and then everyone else kind of secondary, right? It's weird to say, especially in the form of entertainment and sports entertainment, as far as what we do here. I think it's off-putting for fans to hear, but like at the end of the day, dude, family first, right?
Yeah, like I said, this is my business. This is what pays my bills, amongst other things. this is what, puts food on my table. When my kid's hungry, cool. That's what wrestling takes care of. When my wife wants her nails done, cool. This is what takes care of that. If I need money in my pocket, this is what takes care of that. So as much as I love wrestling, as much as I have fun wrestling, like I'm very serious at the same time about wrestling because this is how I make my money. This is how I get fed. And as you see, I get a lot. So, I got to make sure I get, so, it's just one of those things of when, and I'll segue it. So when people want to like call me out and want to put me on a list or something like that, people need to understand, I didn't spend all this time and all these hours away from home and all this money and all this time in the gym when I didn't want to be in the gym to be on somebody's list so I can be used as a catapult or a stepping stone. Ain't nobody gonna make their name off my back. It just ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna go down that way. And so, coming into 2023, well, somebody's going to be for a rude awakening because at the end of the day, I am not the guy you thought I was. Let's just go ahead and get that out in the open. If the person who you thought O'Shea Edwards was, that dude is long gone and dead and buried. And the guys that's showing up in 2023 is a whole new monster that y'all never seen before. And if you ain't scared, that's just dumb because you're going to be. Because I'm going to turn people into martyrs from here on out.
God damn, dude. I always thought you were a scary motherfucker before, but Jesus Christ, dude. I am lucky I'm not an active wrestler. Otherwise, I'd be paying a price. Now, listen, before we get into the big match here, you talk about 2023 here. You're talking about basically like a whole new dangerous version of O'Shea Edwards coming into 2023. What are your exact goals going to this new year?
Get back on TV.
Oh, there it is.
Get back on TV. I've been on TV before. I've been on several pay-per-views. So I know what I'm capable of because I've done it before, and I want to do it again. And I'll be realistic, man. I told my wife I got more years behind me than I do in front of me, and that's fine. That's fine. That just means the years I got in front of me have to be premier. They have to be quality.
Does that give you like more juice though, in a way though, knowing that?
You have no idea because I know my window's closing. Like
right.
The window's closing, and it's closing fast. So like I gotta hustle, and it's like I thought I was moving fast enough, and then I'm like, when you look at it, like I'm not moving fast enough. So I'm always on this hustle. I'm always on this grind because I know that all it takes is one wrong move, one wrong day, one wrong, just whatever, and then it's gone. Now what? And I refuse to look back on a body of work and go and think, oh man, what could have been. Nah, there's so much more on that bone. There's so much more food on that plate, and I'm not going to push myself away from the table knowing that I left something there. It's going to be a clean plate, or there ain't going to be no plate at all.
Man, that's going to be special for the fans too, because I mean, you are giving 110% in that ring. Then of what you are, you're making every match. Then it sounds like as if it could be your last, which is, I mean, hell, dangerous for the opponent, but like special for the fans to see.
Right. And for the people who are going to come out and who are going to put down, like let's be real, man. Like the economy sucks, man. Inflation's high, gas prices.
Yeah, it does suck.
If somebody's going to take their family out and drop $20 a head to come watch professional wrestling, it's on me to give them the match of the match that's going to be worth not that $20, but that $100. You know what I'm saying? When you come to my table and you want to shake my hand, you want to buy something, I got to make sure the match I put on is worth the money that you're willing to, spend on this and spend on that and spend on this. Once again, and this is going to be, I will carpet bomb this throughout this podcast. This is a business. This business is to make money. And while everybody else would say wrestling is an art, while you ain't wrong at it, even artists got to eat. Even artists got bills. You know what I'm saying?
Rich.
I'm not painting the Mona Lisa just for you to look at it. No, I'm painting the Mona Lisa so you can pay me more money to do it again. Like, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to make money. Come on, man. Like, come on, dog. You think Banksy's painting on walls because, like, it's fun? I'm pretty sure it is fun. But you know what? The main reason why he's doing it, that man's making money. Like, come on. If you love what you do and you good at it, why would you do it for free?
Boom. Literally was about to say that. Took the words right out of my mouth.
I don't do nothing for free. There's a method to my madness, and I will always forego short game money for long-term money, always.
Absolutely, man. And like, listen, everything you've done, it doesn't seem like it's been by accident. It seems like it's been a methodical approach to everything that you've done here. With that being said, with Shane Taylor Promotions, though, I mean, like, it seems like there's some play here in AEW with that going on. Tell me, man, Shane Taylor Promotions gets brought up quite a bit as far as like top stables, but it never really seems like it's like the top stable that gets brought up. Do you feel like you guys have not gotten the respect that you deserve?
Every day. Every single day. Every single day. Seeing Khan in the embassy is great. I love him. I text him all the time, like, hey, homie, it was always going to be you. it was always going to be you. That dude is literally royalty. Like, it was always going to be you, you know? And I'm proud of him. I tell him that all the time. The few times I got to be backstage with AEW and I got to sit down, I gave him the biggest hug. I'm like, hey, man, like, show him what we already know. Show him what we already know. To see Shane come out for super, you know, for the Ring of Honor show was amazing. It's honestly the only pay-per-view I bought, just because I just wanted to see Shane. That was it. After that, I was like, yeah, I don't care.
Of course. Well, you're emotionally invested into it. That's why. Yeah.
Yes, like after I'm like, whatever. So it was good. It was good to see that, man, because I love anytime my boys shine. Like, yo, why wouldn't I? You know, I can't help what other people are going to say. I can't help what the critics going to say. I can't help what people are going to think, because that's their opinion and you're more than entitled to it, even though you might be like blatantly wrong. Like, okay, man, whatever.
You were a dominant stable, though. I mean, like, do you think it's just because you guys were Ring of Honor, and that's
we were dominant because we had to be. We had no choice. We had to be. Okay, I'll push the curtain back because now AEW's under new management. So fuck the past management. Who gives a shit? They always thought we were going to fail. They thought they weren't going to put money behind us. The only reason why I got an STP is because Shane fought for it. He fought for it. And they was like, fine, just give it to him. They're not going to make it. And then all of a sudden we get over. And then they have to come to Shane with their hands in their pockets, kicking rocks, going, hey, man, like, you proved us wrong. And Shane was like, yeah, no shit. No shit, we proved you wrong. We knew this. We're trying to make you money. And you basically cut your nose to spite your face. Why? And so, yeah, while we don't get the type of play as other groups, that's perfectly fine. That's cool, man. I can't help that. You know, that's outside of our control. But the bell's got to ring. Eventually, the bell's got to ring. And when you stand across from the group of us, like, what happens now? Because we're just as fast as you. We're just as strong as you. We hit just as hard as you. You put us on a camera, we're money. You put us on a microphone, we're money. You put us our merch on the table, it's guaranteed money. We sell out shows. Shane Taylor Promotions opened the last card under Sinclair's rule of Ring of Honor. At the end of that match, people were chanting our names before it was all said and done. There's stuff that people don't see after the cameras went off, where me, Khan, Moses stand in the middle of the ring, and people are still standing up and cheering our names. We lost. We lost.
And people don't remember that. Oh, they won't remember that when the storybooks close.
Man, I have a picture of the three of us standing in the ring, looking up at the outer bowl with our names on it, because we weren't sure if we were ever going to be here again. We worked so hard in such a small amount of time to get this far, despite everyone else like kind of counting us out for no reason, at all. And we were just like, okay, cool. Now it's on us. And that's what we've been doing. Like, slowly, once again, just because you don't see it, don't mean we ain't doing nothing.
Right. It seems like it's been like your motto pretty much. But now this leads me right here to January 1st. BCW is hosting Welcome to the New Year, the first show of 2023, kicking off with a bang here. Now you, as Shane Taylor Promotions, you're going to be facing the First Lady of Prolific and Ruthless LaLa, the BCW Women's Champion. I'm sure you heard what she had to say before. Tell us your thoughts on Ruthless LaLa and how you're prepared to go into this battle.
I don't care.
Yes, here we go. Wow.
I don't care. She makes a lot of noise, and that's great. That's cool. But you know what they say about like the nail that, you know, sticks out the most? They often get hammered down the hardest. Simple as that. Twitter beef is fun. I don't give a fuck about Twitter. If it wasn't for wrestling, I'd throw my phone into the nearest river. Like, I don't care. Like Twitter is a toxic wasteland. I don't care. I can trade barbs with you on Twitter all day long. And we do this on a podcast all day long. Mark, but January 4th, the bell rings. There's no more talking. There's no more trading tweets. There's no more gifts. I'm just gonna kick your ass because that's what the fuck I do. Like she said on here, like, I know what you do. You know what I do. Yeah, great. So does everybody else. So do millions of people. Canada knows what I do because I was there. Didn't see her. Germany knows what I can do. I was there. Didn't see her. The South knows what I can do. I was there. Didn't see her. Hell, I'm in her backyard all the damn time. They know me more than they know her. But here's the big difference is while she knows what I can do and I know what she can do, on her best day and on my worst day, it's still apples and oranges. She can only hope that like I'm off. It's the only way it's the only way she comes close to me because no matter what she can do, I'm better at it. She throws a wicked line. She throws a wicked line. And that's great. That's amazing. That's awesome. I throw one too. But when I throw one, I end people. I end careers. I end the shit talk. I end fucking matches. And that's just one of many ways I have if I want to just shut somebody the fuck up. And as simple as that. Like, I thought about sitting here and doing a promo, and I thought about doing this, and I thought about doing that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. You know why? Because it's not going to mean anything. Because she's not going to get it. She's not going to understand until the day she feels my arm just decapitating her head from the rest of her fucking body. It's the only way she's going to. Sometimes the only lessons people learn are the ones they have to learn themselves. She apparently hasn't learned anything. So cool. Class is in session. This ain't gonna be no GED course. This ain't gonna be no SAT. This ain't gonna be no master's program. This ain't gonna be no grad school. This is the PhD fucking course. You know why? Because O'Shea Edwards is making a march to get his ass back on TV. And if that means I have to go through her, Prolific, everybody else in BCW, like I'll do it. I don't care. Why would I care? They don't pay my bills. And if you don't pay my bills, then you are expendable. You are expendable and you are replaceable. Because guess what? When I put her ass on the fucking shelf and she's no longer the women's champ, they'll get someone else to fill her fucking spot. I don't care. But I'm not here because, I'm going to be tested against the best. This ain't no test. Because you know what? If you fail a test, you can retake it. You don't do good on the SAT, guess what? You can retake it. This is no test. This is the real fucking deal. You got one shot at this. One. And you have to wrestle the perfect match. I mean, fat fucking free. Because all you got to do is fuck up one time. Fuck up one time. And I will be right there waiting for you. And that's it. That is it. I will end you. I don't care if it takes 5 seconds, 5 minutes, 5 hours. I don't care. You got one shot to fuck up. And when you do, I will be waiting for you. And there's no get back. Then you got to go back to Prolific, and Prolific's got to figure out how the fuck they lost to Shane Taylor Promotions again. And that's a whole different conversation.
Wow, man. But there is one caveat to this. I mean, Jay Bougie has been running his mouth quite a bit, calling everyone out, and one of which he's been calling out Shane Taylor Promotions. He will be in the building there along with Face and Shayla. Any thoughts about that at all?
No, not at all. Not at all. You know, I don't listen to the opinion of lesser men. Like I don't. If he has something to say to me, we'll be in the same locker room. He can say it then. Until then, like I don't care. If your biggest shtick is you use on the PW 500, that's great. I've been on it 3 times. I don't give a shit. Doesn't affect my bank account any. So I definitely don't care, and I definitely don't care what the fuck he's got to say. I've beat his ass already before, so I'm like, what are you going to tell me that I don't already know?
Fair enough. Well, O'Shea Edwards, man, this has been a pleasure. I'm glad that it's done through Zoom. I'm not in the same room with you because I'd be scared. But I will see you in person January 1st. BCW, welcome to the new year. Tickets are still available this Sunday. Start off the new year strong. O'Shea Edwards versus Ruthless LaLa. It's going to be a classic.
Come watch a murder. Come watch a murder take place.
And for O'Shea Edwards, thank you so much for joining the podcast once again. This time with me, it was truly a pleasure. And for everyone back home, Happy New Year.